Wisconsin is hot and has high humidity. How do you stay cool in an RV when you don't have AC? We have several tips we're going to share, including an install that's really cool. Let's go down that road. Hello, faithful people. I'm Orlene.
I'm Gary.
And this is Roads of Faith. We recently put on our Facebook page asking people how they would keep cool if they didn't have AC in their RV. And we got several things that we're going to share with you, and then we have several of our own. Plus, something we did that has really been helping keep things much cooler inside our RV. With no generator and no solar. Yeah.
The challenge for us is that when we're in Wisconsin, or even when we're on the road, that we usually don't have 30 amp hookup, unless we go to a campground. So most of the time, we're operating on battery power, and that eliminates the air conditioning.
Yep. Sounds kind of crazy, huh? But you work with what you've got. So here's some tips from our Facebook page from some of our followers who gave us some ideas. From Philip, he said, take a bandana, get it wet with cold water, and put that around your neck. And we have done that. It works. It feels really good. And from Lindsay, a similar idea. It's called a frog tog, F-R-O-G-G-T-O-G-G. I think it's 2 words, frog tog. And that's a special towel that I don't remember. I don't even think you have to use water. I know you put it in the refrigerator, and same principle. Goes around your neck, keeps you cool, it brings your body temperature down. Great ideas, but
not so good for sleeping at night.
Okay, the next one, Bev suggested that we use a swamp cooler. Now, we have looked at the little portable ones. They're little cubes, and they're very popular. They're all over the internet right now. So we looked into that, and they do run on power, which is one problem. So then she suggested that we do the ones that you can see all over Pinterest. If you just go to Pinterest and you Google DIY swamp coolers, you will see these 5-gallon buckets with holes in them and PVC pipes coming out of them. And then you put a block of ice inside it, and you take a fan and put it on top of it, and that blows the cool air out. So we looked into doing something like that, and we discovered that it is not recommended if you are in an area with high humidity. Wisconsin is very high. Yeah. Just on Sunday, the temperature was 88. The humidity was 89%, which made it feel closer to 100.
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah, so we don't want to be adding any more moisture, but maybe that'll help you where you live. And then James suggested something that really is food for thought for the future, depending on our travel plans and travel restrictions and things that could be coming. He suggested that we install a 30 amp to our home base. The only problem with that is that we don't have just one place that we stay during the summer. We visit family and stay in their driveways, and we'd have to put 30 amp at all those places. But if we are more constricted to staying at one place, that is definitely something we'll consider. Had no idea you could do it for as little as $25, like James said. So that was really a neat idea, and we will definitely think about that. All great ideas, and we appreciate your input. And now we have some ideas for you as well, things that we have done or tried, and then the install of our newest cool feature. Okay, top 10. Number 1.
Haircut.
Yeah, okay, all right. That is not on the top 10 list, but it definitely is a bonus. Because when you have short hair, you're not going to be as warm, and it conserves water, which is a topic for another video down the road. Okay, here's the real top 10. Cook outside or eat salads. A lot of salads, which is good for you anyway. But cooking outside keeps the heat out. Park so that the sun is on the side with the least amount of windows. Sometimes it's not possible to park in the shade. If you can park in the shade, obviously you'll want to do that. Turn your blinds up. If you have window blinds, turn them up instead of down. If you turn them up, the sun will not be coming in. But if you turn them down, the sun can peek in more. So that's another thought. It is getting really warm in here, so we're going to go through this a lot faster. Shut off your hot water heater when you're not using it. Our hot water heater is right underneath our kitchen sink, and it really produces a lot of heat. It comes up. Really, do you need it on every day, all day long? Probably not. So we shut it off because it really keeps the heat from coming up out into the air. In the winter, we put, if you've seen some of our videos in the past on how to keep warm, we put foam up in our vents, and that keeps the cold air out. It would also keep the sun out and the heat out during the summer, but it also blocks the air. So we bought some very inexpensive mesh auto shields, auto window shields that you can get at Walmart for less than $5. And we got one for each of our vents, and that they hook really easily onto the frame, and they stay up all day. The air moves through, but the sun stays out.
Something else that helps a great deal is to put your awning out, depending on the wind, of course, but put the awning out earlier in the day and then leave it out until
Evening anyway.
sometime before you go to bed.
Some people leave their awnings out all the time. We don't always do that just because we don't want it to get damaged from winds, and Wisconsin also has a lot of high winds, so.
Yeah, and I don't like getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning and putting an awning up.
Yeah.
So.
Spend more time outside in the shade. We've been going for a lot of walks, and that's good in multiple ways. And just get back into nature if you can. That's very helpful. And go into the shaded, wooded areas. It's awesome. There's a lot of that here in Wisconsin for sure. So okay, that's another idea. Now, if you have power, take little fans, open your windows, and have the hot air blow out during the day instead of circulating warm air through the RV throughout the day.
And of course, if you have a vent that already has a fan installed, you can turn that on at least through the hot part of the day.
The kind that blows out, like an exhaust fan. If you don't have exhaust fans, install them. Piece of cake, easy peasy, right? Except that our vents only had a screen, and it opened up to the air, but that's all it did. It just would release hot air, but it wouldn't suck it out. So
there is a solution.
Yes, I am so impressed. Gary has become an electrician.
I wouldn't go that far, but we made something work. So, yeah.
So let's show you what we did. This is what we're going to replace it with. This one can go reverse, which would be to suck air out, correct?
I'm not sure.
And makes sense. Suck reverse out, and forward would be in, I would think. We'll find out when we read the instructions which way it goes. So this one reverses. It takes as an exhaust, and it works as a fan to bring cool air in. This particular vent does not have any kind of power in it. So we're hoping that Gary's going to be able to get some electrical from the light so that we can install the new fan.
So I'm hoping we can get wires to go from here to here.
That is the plan.
Either I need to run a wire here, or I need to get through the ceiling into here, and I'm not sure what to do about that. So right now, I'm stuck.
So the insert still goes in, and then this just goes right into it. It's got the wires already there. Do you still need to get more wires?
I wanted to try running a wire from this opening to the light.
Yeah, okay. And this one isn't long enough.
Anyway, that's what it's supposed to do.
Okay.
This is where the crank has to be.
Yep.
So it lines up. If I put this on here, there's the opening for the crank. And this is where it has to be. So it's got to move half an inch or something like that. To line up.
How do you move it?
Oh, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
They're supposed to be compatible.
Well, this is an older model, so I'm sure it's changed in the years since this was put together. I would have to drill a hole in there to move it exactly where it needs to be, and I think that I can just move this instead. There's another option to put, looks like I can move this back far enough that where it will fit.
Oh, that's what that little extra hole is for, maybe?
We'll find out.
Oh boy. We're thinking that we can use this hole instead of this one by just moving it, like it's an optional thing. Okay, so all you had to do is just move.
Just took the two screws out and then moved it over to the other hole.
So they were thinking of older models as well.
I hope so.
That's cool.
So if it worked the way it's supposed to, this now should
Went the wrong direction?
No.
Oh.
I'm lining it up with the wrong thing here.
Oh.
I think. Yes, it did go the wrong direction.
So it needs to go farther in.
No, let me see here. No, it goes on. Look through the hole, you should see the other hole.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
Can't see it from there, but there's a place I'm putting a hole through to hopefully thread the wires from the light to the fan. And I did a little hole to start with. Now I'm doing a bigger hole. See if it's wide enough for the two wires, or it'll have to be bigger yet.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Cool.
It's really hard to have the camera here when I'm doing this because it makes a mess.
Yeah.
And
So you're not
I'm
going
going to
into
put
the
it
wood.
right. Yes, I'm putting it into wood. I'm trying to go up high enough to get it into the frame and low enough to keep it just above the ceiling.
Okay.
Okay, I used a skinny old coat hanger to go through that hole I drilled and pushed it through to here.
Okay.
And I'm
Oops.
hoping I may be able to tape the wire to this and pull it back through the hole, but I don't know if that'll work or not. I might have to do something different. So
You don't think it'll be long enough?
I don't think it'll hold.
Oh, okay. So you're using wire to do what?
I'm going to
tape it on there, so they're together.
But I don't think it'll pull it through the hole. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. Those LED lights are so fragile. I hope they don't get bumped. I've loved having the LEDs. They're so much brighter and they don't get hot. It came off.
Yep.
So you successfully pull that one through.
The hole is bigger now, so it was easier.
Okay.
Made it workable.
Can I see how big the hole is, or tangled up here? Oh yes. Okay. So now you're gonna splice that.
Eventually, I hope to splice this into the wire that came through.
Huh.
And this one here, the black one and the white.
Okay. And now to fish the white one through. I would turn the light on so you can see better, but I don't think that'd be a good idea.
Thank you.
And the black one, when you fish that through, he taped it. You can see that the backlighting is bad. He taped it to the ceiling to hold it in place.
So I just finished putting these wires together with the crimper, stripping the wire, ends of the wires off with wire stripper, and crimped them together, so now we have connection. I can put the light back in place. But first I think I'm going to connect the wires to make sure
it works.
Have a functional fan.
Functional fan is the key. So the black wires to the black wire and the white wire to the white wire.
Let's hope that's right. Okay,
that makes it pretty simple.
Now we turn the switch on and there's nothing.
That's because you shut the power off to the light.
That's good, because otherwise it might tingle a little bit. So, if I could get my assistant to turn on the light switch.
Alrighty.
Are we ready?
Yep.
Here it goes.
Woo! It works! And it didn't dim the lights at all. I wondered if it would maybe have an effect on them. Because I really like the bright lights.
Not only does it work that way.
So which way did you have it just now? In or out?
I don't know. It's blowing the other way though.
Oh.
Now.
What's that? That's blowing towards me.
Feel good?
Yeah. And that was on high?
No, it's not. Medium.
Okay. Is there a low?
Not in this direction.
Okay.
I don't know if you have to, but it's a good idea, I think, to wait until it stops before reversing it.
Probably. We chose not to do the expensive route. This one was about how much with the reverse on it?
This one was about $100.
About $100 online. through Amazon?
Amazon. Getting ready to attach it to the wires that I ran through, the hot wires, the hot ones.
Okay.
Just one. Yeah.
Putting that in, and there's a little connector thing in there. And that holds it in nice and tight. This is actually better than the little knobby things that came with the kit.
I hope so.
They look like they are. More durable.
So far, so good.
Okay, let's get that fan going because I'm getting warm here cooking supper.
Yeah. So I have to connect these wires to those, and then I have to mount this up there so that it stays there.
All right.
Once I connect the wires, we can't let it hang.
So Gary thinks it's going to be kind of just reaching up way over your head to hold it up there. So he's going to try and secure it somehow so that if for some reason it would slip out of my hands or whatever, I guess that would hold it, right? Is that your thinking?
I'm thinking, yeah.
Okay. Because it's going to be hard for us to both be on the stool. It's not a very big stool.
Yeah.
And my arms aren't very tall or long.
So we just got a hanger thing for it. So
Okay.
connect this. Good thing I'm doing this when it's not too dark out.
Yeah.
Another crimp.
Gary's going to fasten the wires so they're against this so that they're not in the way or anything. So the next thing is Gary's going to screw this part in to that metal bar, right? Is that
I
what
hope so.
You're screwing it into that metal bar that's up there that goes across.
It's kind of my plan.
And then the frame part that goes around it all, that covers up the wood and everything, that goes on last. And that will attach to all of that as well. Go.
Okay, here we go. Once again. All right, last touch, last piece, I hope.
And then that just has to get screwed on where it was before. Awesome. This is on low and it is blowing in. And as Gary was
wonderful.
As Gary was finishing up the final touches on that, I had 5 conversations of text messages coming into me at the same time from different people. And I got distracted for a minute, but I could feel the cold air or the cooler air coming in. So that is awesome. Oh, that's going to be great. This one has made such a huge difference. We found out though that the reverse means it's blowing down on you and the forward means it's going out. And we noticed right away today when we didn't have it on and we turned on to the forward, meaning it's going out, and it just immediately you could feel a difference in the air in here. It was awesome. This is the brand that we got. It's called Vortex 2. And if you have the wires there already, because you already have a fan in it, it's a lot easier. But Gary had to pull wires from the light and everything to get it to hook up, so that made a little bit more work. But anyway, this is the Vortex 2, and this is the one that blows air in or out. This is the one that we're putting in the bedroom. It's right above the bed, so we didn't want to have air blowing down on us, especially if there's pollen or something in the air. So we decided to just get one that just takes the hot air out. And hopefully that's going to be a good decision. We will find out. But this is the one that Gary's putting in right now. This one's called the Vortex 1 because it only goes one direction. Well, Gary got it in, but it's pretty loud. So, now we're thinking taking this one and putting it in the bathroom, because it's just a little cheapo thing that doesn't really do anything at all. We'll put this exhaust one in there. And I think we're going to go with another Vortex 2 for the bedroom. It is getting really warm in here because while we've been filming this, we shut off our fans.
Yeah, I turned up the heat a little, so.
Yes. Oh, so we're going to just kind of end this, but we want you, if you have ideas on things that have worked for you, I know some people put foil, reflective foil in their windows and things like that. We like to have some light coming in. If you have any ideas on how to keep air coming in and still not have the sun coming in the windows, let us know.
Share your ideas.
Share your ideas down below in the comments down below. We're always looking for new ideas. We are honored to have you along on our journey. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't yet. And next to it, a bell is going to pop up. Ring the bell and you will be notified every time new videos come up. If you don't ring the bell, you won't be notified. All right? It doesn't cost anything either. Check out our Facebook page for more things, like questions that we're asking of our viewers. And until next time, God bless.